Watch this highlight reel of Donald Trump Jr. not being able to speak during a recent interview.
But choice, but not wrong, right? There's a difference, right? It may not be, the best vernacular for all people, but like the truckers seem to be like on the leading front of Patreon. I'm like, oh, dude, I can hit millions of people every time I push a button here. Just so people can understand. Obviously, you've taken and you're doing the actions to do that. Sorry, I get that it's not milk that's jacked up with every hormone that's, doing whatever it is to our children and creating the insanity that we see. White men screaming for the genocide of trans people, because all of a sudden the left was all about free speech, but it was like, no. Does it violate the Penn and Harvard and the Ivy League community that we should, based on policy, but the Democrats have failed for 50 years with these individuals, the amount of African American men that have come up to me, literally like, hey man, you're my hero. I'm like, what? The country, I fly commercial, I'm all, I have interesting now the Democrat Party is suing to actually created an alternate Democrat, a right-wing whatever thought, but while I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one, but RNC infrastructure our way as it relates to the way they ultimately vote, and I who's been focused on that specifically as it relates to the hunters. Ted Nugent's out there. You got to win state legislature. You got to win everything across the board. I mean, sort of America first figures. Answer all of your questions. The walk patriotism. 70-75 coffee is farm to cup. They have quote been criticized for lacking concrete. White privilege is fucking real. He's as passionate about the America.
For all the times he's made fun of Hunter Biden's drug addiction, it seems like he has something going on here himself. On top of that, if Joe Biden said word for word what Donald Trump Jr. said here, MAGA would be calling him senile and Dementia Joe for weeks, but because it's Donald Trump Jr., they're somehow able to read it between the lines and parse what he's saying. And this is a part of the double standard that Democrats have been dealing with lately. If Biden makes a mistake and Trump makes a way bigger mistake, the media seems like they'll cover Biden's mistake 10 times more. And I get that Biden forgets names or slips up, but I find it hard to believe that Republicans actually care about that when they don't point it out at all when it happens on their side. Donald Trump makes way more mistakes than Joe Biden by switching names like Nikki Haley and Nancy Pelosi, or switching Joe Biden and Obama, which Donald Trump has done that more times than Joe Biden has had any sort of naming error over the past year. So I just don't believe that it's a genuine concern. My name is Adam Mockler with Occupy Democrats. Like and subscribe for more breaking news content.